Is there a motion?
Motion to accept.
A second?
I'll second it.
Okay. Any additions or corrections? I have a couple, I think. First of all, on the front page, the approval of the minutes, that little paragraph in there, I just want to say thanks for getting that cleared up on
Does that
how
work?
to make that, absolutely, where to find the vote, even though it wasn't the same night as the actual approval of everything. Go to the second page, and I'm looking now at the findings of fact, and it's possible that I didn't write it down correctly, but in the paper that I had that I was checking off when we were talking about the findings of fact, I had yeses for H, and I had yeses for J. Now, perhaps they shouldn't have been, I don't know. But I was wondering if anybody else had that.
H, I thought, was NA.
You have that written down, you think, or just looking at it now, you mean?
Actually, it would be yes, because we made the notation that the site is internally drained. Does that make sense?
To me, it did,
But they haven't necessarily designed a management system, it's just a pit.
Internally drained
So
pit.
it
that
could be
doesn't
either
have a
one, I
runoff.
guess.
So semantics, it's no big deal, the fact that it says NA. I mean, I'm fine with that, if that's what, we would agree to. But I just compared this with one that I had checked off. And I found a couple of the same thing on the one with Jim Crowley too. So, how about the one with the water? How about J? Everybody okay with NA there?
I think we should say yes, because we know we have good water there.
Yeah. And again, I thought that was a yes myself. That's
Yeah, I
what I
think that
got on
one
my,
should be yes.
writing page. Okay, so we'll make that one a yes, and we're gonna leave the other one at NA, H? Or you wanna leave that, make that a yes?
Either one works, a yes is fine.
Okay, all right, then we'll do that. Now, page 3, the same findings of fact. I noticed E has an NA, yeah, I had a yes for it. And H had an NA, and I had a yes.
I think for E, they're not in a flood zone, so perhaps that's why we said no.
Okay, all right, then that's fine. That makes some sense to me. And it's the same kind of deal here, where we say the internal drainage has been established. I don't know, is that true?
As they're digging, it's all going to, there's nothing shedding off, it's all
Right.
internally drained.
And this is.
Well, this is Crowley.
This is Crowley now we're talking about on this one.
On the next one.
Well, he kind of explained how the water flowed
He did.
off the site.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
In the
That was
video.
about as far as we got. He said that in the back it flows toward the back of the site, and there's nothing
Yep.
back there, and the front gets caught by the ditch on 109.
Yeah.
I mean, I would think it would be yes rather than NA,
I think so too.
just because there's something there.
And he's revegetating
Yeah.
too, so.
All right, that's fine. Those are the two or three things that I spotted. I don't know if there's any other additions or corrections or not.
Did you want me to make the notation that it's not in the flood zone? To
Where-
explain
where-
why it's NA on Crowley?
For E.
For E?
Yeah,
Go back to E.
when you said it's NA because he's not in a flood zone, should we say that he's not in the flood zone, therefore it's meant NA, or is that just assumed?
We probably shouldn't assume anything. Can we just add that? Everybody okay with doing that? All right then, if there are no other additions or corrections, all those in favor? All good? All those opposed? All right, passed, I think, 3-0. You weren't there that time.
You know, is what you-
Yeah, that wasn't good.
It'll be,
Then why wouldn't it be 4?
Gavin didn't vote,
Oh,
so I guess one abstention.
so just while we're on the old notes, when I look at cash bond at 10,000,
Yeah, heard this rumor.
it's 15. So he's gonna update the plan for 15,000.
I think we asked him for 10, but we asked the previous one for 15.
Correct, so
Yeah,
we
okay.
just change it for 15,000.
And he's fine with that?
He will
We'll
be.
know. If he never comes back, then apparently no.
And we expect him tonight, right?
Probably not.
No?
Well, Tom was going to drop the plan,
No?
and I haven't seen him. so-
Okay, all right. All right, so we are now moving on to other old business. That's all there is to do with Moose Pond at this point? Okay. How about
I did want to just, I remember we talked to him about the reseeding the trees with seed as opposed to trees. I didn't know if anybody thought about that more, if that was still 100% what we wanted to ask him to do. So I was thinking possibly we could ask him to put, you know, saplings in like about 1 acre and try doing this pine cone seeding in about 9 acres. You know, and I was thinking maybe the little saplings would be like along the Moose Pond side of the road there. I don't know.
I mean, in your experience, that's a way to go. I mean, deferring
Well,
to you when it comes to this.
I don't know about the pine cones, because I know the pine tree, I was reading about it, pine trees can take up to 5 years for the seed to germinate. So it's gonna be hard for him to get those trees on 20 by 20 spacing within a couple of years if that's a lot of pine cones too, I'm just not sure. I'm a little apprehensive about it, I mean, it's a good thing to try for sure in part of the area, but I don't know.
One of the good things with that site is it's already a horrible site, and that they've started to work on that. So if we can get them to work and start revegetating the area that was already disturbed and get that, and then we can try to see how that grows. So when we start revegetating the area that is now being excavated, then we will have our trial and error on the entranceway as we come
See how
in there.
well it works.
See how well it
Yeah.
works.
I mean, he seemed pretty receptive to what he was going, to what
Yeah.
we were suggesting, kind of,
Yeah.
to me,
Yeah.
anyway, that was my sense. I mean, I'm good with that suggestion. You okay as far as, moving that along to Tom or?
Yep,
whoever
as we
is-
do our annual fall inspections, just to see where they're at, then we'll work with them on that.
Okay,
Yeah, I think the main thing is just making sure that things actually do grow,
yeah,
you know.
Right, yeah.
That's fine, I mean, I think seeding is great, but it's just.
It's gonna be a while.
Yeah, I wanna make sure it takes.
Yeah.
all right, anything else on that? How about the Van Hurdle, anything there, other than the public hearing next time we meet? That's all set with the newspaper and everything?
All notices have been made.
I have a conditional request already for one of the sites. One of the
Oh, really?
lots. One of the lots, wedding venue.
Colorado?
No,
That one wasn't,
no, that one didn't pan out.
good.
Big, huge wedding venue, though.
A huge fit wedding
Where, what are you talking?
In the Van Hurdle subdivision.
overlooking the fairgrounds?
Stuck way back in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, because the one site by the road that they cleaned up isn't in the subdivision.
Correct.
So it wouldn't be that, you know.
No.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So that's coming to us soon?
They would like to be on the agenda tonight, but I thought we should create the lot before we go further with it. So,
What are you thinking?
It's a wedding present.
I bought us a night.
All right, new business. I guess we're talking about a best possible location. What do you got for us?
Mr. Pepin, and that's why Melissa.
Oh, we're doing that one
is
first?
tonight.
We doing the peppermint?
Yeah, Jim's here, so we'll get rid of him.
Get rid of it.
Sorry about that.
That's okay.
You bring your chair right up if you want.
Okay, I'm here for you, miss.
So Thrush Road is right here, and then the site is right in. lot one, right there.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a unique.
It loops around, it becomes a different road. Coming back out onto the rest of the...
So this is the existing camp on the full foundation. With the retaining wall back there, the camp's there, retaining wall, beach down to the water.
Can you see the neighbor's camp in the background?
Neighbor on the right or the neighbor on the left?
It was in the right in the other picture. Yeah, I think that it probably is that.
He owns that house. too.
Yeah, does he own the one after that too? Does he
I
own
think
three
so.
in a row?
He owns
Yeah.
both of them, and he
Yeah.
owns,
Yeah.
he owns
So-
the property across the street.
So this is the road right here, and he owns behind him as well, too. Can we give you an idea of what's there for room? The contractor's trying to save this group of trees.
How close are we to the lake?
Right now, we're 40 feet.
40 feet?
Yep.
And how close are you to Thrush Road?
Right now, we are, what does it say that I'm gonna have to?
So this is the old camp right here, 40 feet from the lake. Thrush Road, they're looking at moving the road back a little bit, pushing that back, so there'll be 50 feet with the proposal. So the guidelines from the state is relocate the existing old camp, push it back as far as you can. The applicant is proposed relocating the road 10 feet back that normally we wouldn't ask. And they also have an existing foundation there, so if they wanted to build in this old location right here, the foundation, normally we could say that's a reason why it wouldn't be relocated. They want to get rid of the foundation and move it all back. Is that accurate?
Yes.
So what the board would consider is, we're going from 40 feet from the water to 52.
So his lakefront building line would be roughly where the retaining wall is, or further back even than that?
It would probably, yeah, where the retaining wall is now is about where the front of the house would be.
Are we encroaching on the side properties at all?
No, we're actually making that better. He's actually really close to his own house on the lowest side here, and we're moving that. So we'll have 18 feet on one side, and I think it's 24 on the other. He's got a nice sized lot, and it is flat, so once you get back off the water, so it's a nice one to work with as soon as you get back off a little bit.
Yeah, so here's the 100-foot line, so they've got a bunch of the structure beyond the 100 feet. The 50 feet from the road is here, that's why they'll have to relocate the road a little bit so they're not encroaching in this area.
The pink line is the...
The pink,
That would be the new
Yeah.
50-foot setback.
basically it means we have to, he'll have to move the road over 10 feet, which is about all he can move it because there's a good sized hill that comes up and back of the road. So David, he'll go in there and he'll put a retaining wall in there and push it over 10 feet, so it's
So
not
who
that big a deal.
owns the road down?
David, well, it's a right of way, so, but usually the way these camp roads are figured, if you own property on both sides of it, you are able to move it. This is another one of those roads, though. That road probably isn't where it's supposed to be anyway.
Is it a road
Yeah,
association?
these camp roads, it's just like I came back last time I was here in the planning board meeting, it was the same thing. And what we basically had was, there's actually a pin property marker there, and that's actually like 5 or 10 feet off the road. So already the road is further over than where you would have thought it was. So In this situation, like I say, where he owns, I think it's 3.5 acres or something across the street, he does have the ability to be able to shift stuff around. And he's already cut another road in there anyway on his own property on that 3.5 to come in on the driveway. So,
One house past this?
there's, you mean on the other side?
Past this, if you're going down this road, past this camp, there's only one place, because the others come in with stone wall.
Yeah.
So there's just one other one
Yeah.
past it.
Is there an association with this road?
Yes, I believe there is.
So, and that would have no impact on the other?
Well, they've been through the mill down there because, who was it who built the, who moved the road there?
Drumming.
Tom Drumming.
Yeah.
So this whole thing has been kind of all occurring over a period of time. And Tom Drumming basically moved his house into the middle of the road, and they had to relocate the road and actually even make another one. So everybody's still kind of regrouping from that. So that's why David went and cut another road in, because he couldn't come in the way he wanted to come in. So it kind of is a domino effect, but there is an association what's left of it, but they started another road association on Stonewall and discontinued half of those people from the Thrush Road Association. So there's politics going on down there, and I trying to do too much of that.
So normally, we tell them when they're relocating the roads, check with their attorneys to make sure it's an easement, not an actual true deeded right-of-way, and that's what they found out past further, was it was just easements. And then whether somebody has to relocate deeds, if it says specifically the bearings and courses, then you really have to do the deeds, but if it's just, I have the right to pass and repass from the main road to my camp, then you can move it anyways. So we put the onus back on them.
Highlight for me again with your pencil on that screen, where the new outline of the home will be.
This is the closest point to the lake,
Yeah,
right there, comes back and around and up.
so the back line is kind of still following the back line of the old camp.
No, we pushed it back quite a bit further.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So is the old camp sticky, no on the right spot?
it looked like when he just had that line back there, that he was just kind of following the,
Yeah, let me see if I got a better drawing for you guys in there, I probably do. Maybe. This is a pretty good one.
The green is the old camp and the
So-
yellow is the new.
See this red, that is the existing camp now. And everything
Anything weird about this
figured out.
particular project?
In the house, I should say. Okay? So this is where
The
the back of
difference
the
with
house
this
is now.
is, normally we try to relocate further back, but they have a full foundation and they could rebuild right in that
Very
right
faint,
spot,
there's
so
a
it's
red line right
somewhat
into
of a
there that
compromise.
comes in.
yeah.
That's
Yeah,
100
we get it from real
So we couldn't push it back
forward is 30%,
So
and
it's
everything
gonna
behind
be
here is
That's whatever.
free up.
That's right.
Because they got this
Yeah,
weird
so
thing right
basically
here,
what I
where you
did
say,
then,
oh, you
they
know,
wanted
straight
one
line,
car drive.
back further.
I couldn't really get the one car garage pushed around.
Right.
Yeah, can you get them all the way
So
behind
what we did is
the
we did push
No,
it
they're
over,
already moving the road
back, and
now.
we can just slide the road over another 10 feet.
Is this the new frontage?
Which part?
No, this was still because.
The most.
This is the
I guess he
front.
owns it, we started the road too, so.
50 feet here and 52 over, and I'm basically getting.
I think at the end of the day, they may end up trying to, as they relocate, the neighbor past them is probably gonna come down the other road.
So you're feeling.
Kind of makes
So
it
this building
private,
is
so-
going to be around.
Yeah, it's all in place, that's that, they're all downsizing.
You can just say we want.
We're all downsizing our files.
But it's so small.
The kids are gone.
Look at the size, so fast.
It would just be all built on the side and the back.
Right, they would just add on to it.
Yeah. No.
And then,
The
the funny thing
foundation
is he owns all the
is
property around, so I think
that you can
he's
look at.
probably gonna be building a barn
One of the
across the
criteria.
street.
It seemed reasonable.
He'll have plenty of stuff to play with.
Alright, so the green is the existing,
Mhm.
and then the yellow is
The
what's the
proposed.
middle?
Yeah.
They got a new one with,
We have
oh, you got the kind.
color coded.
You wanna shift it over on the side?
Green is
This is
existing,
basically
yellow
the
is
same thing,
proposed.
but I didn't color out the lines like Ken did.
Skip that day. I could take a picture and email it to myself, and it'd take a couple of minutes. We could have the
It's just
decision.
a garage.
Yeah,
That's what that is.
yeah.
That's a garage.
We practically, we were doing pretty well staying 50 feet.
So all the other stuff is free.
Right, right.
That kind of stuff. Well, that's on your, that's location anyway.
Oh, no.
Here's the lake up here.
Right.
Pushing stuff.
That seems like the only thing.
I mean, I guess,
ask them to
in my mind, other than, no, have you seen a road being built before?
It's happened, I can't recall it, but.
Yeah, yeah.
We have 3-4 times a year.
So that commonly
Yeah.
changed.
Occasionally, they suggest that they're going to move the power lines too. And CMP's not difficult, Fairpoint and MetroCast becomes the stumbling blocks. But that's usually nothing the board makes them do, move the road, move the power, we've never done that. But they do to make their alternatives better.
And where are the power lines on this road right now?
His power lines are coming right through, the CMP line right there, so they're actually coming right through it. You might have that picture of
Yeah, I
those
do.
trees. I think they're on the other side of the trees. The pole is just out of the sight.
Right there.
There you go, yeah.
So they're on this side of the trees.
Good, good, yeah.
What about the septic?
The septic here is going across the street because we didn't want to take down the trees. I wouldn't want to.
They tried to put it there, but the contractor said no.
Yay.
There's no replanting those.
I just didn't want to pull the permits for them, that's all.
Yeah.
$25 a piece for crying out loud, that's absolutely.
It's the replanting, the 4-to-1. That's what gets you.
Just stick a pine cone.
So your recommendation would be that
Every case is different. So in this case here, the applicant and the contractor willing to remove the foundation. I think that gives a good reason why we're not going all the way back. It's reasonable.
could the road be pushed back further?
I think the hill would probably limit you there.
On the other side,
If you can see right behind Ken's truck there.
That might be a problem.
Yeah.
Right from there, that starts going up to 45 degree grade. So he could probably, like I say, push it over and build a retaining wall and get it over 10 feet, but as far as like really shoveling it over, it would end up being elevated. Yeah, I think it would be pretty tricky.
So there's the contour line right behind the house, and then this is a 20-foot contour right there. So it's gonna jump 20 feet in.
So how does the road come in?
25 feet. Right to there, Thrush Road comes down through here, and now we have this new road coming in, and it's eliminated going this way.
I was just on that road. Just the other day. Well, what do you think, anybody? Is it worth, pursuing it with a road association to make sure they're all in agreement with that? Is it not worth it? Is it anything that we need to be concerned about? Oh, what do you got there?
That's the side of theirs. This is an old retaining wall down through here. So,
What's going on with that again?
I was actually out there
That's
today.
not on the map.
On the side, this is the neighbor's side right here.
Does he own the neighbor?
No, not that side.
Not this side.
No. Surprisingly, I was out there taking photos today, and the little bit of mitigation they had down in this area here did absorb all of last night's storms.
Really?
Yeah.
So that is staying.
That is staying. It doesn't go down into the water, it just goes down by it, so.
Could be improved at
At the
the
bottom,
bottom.
my bigger issue is on the other side, in between the two camps. That's where all the problems we're having is in between those two sides, so. When they go through their stormwater plan and their revegetation plan, that's when we'll pick up in front of the ramp and on the other side.
The water that enters onto that cement ramp we're looking at, like where the water comes from.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Jim, where is it? Is that this one?
That would be, you're on the lakeside, so it's that is right over there.
What is the condition of the old foundation?
A mixture of poured concrete and block solid. It's not the worst one I've seen. I've seen people rebuild on a lot worse than that.
It's pretty straightforward, what you've seen.
Yeah, they're all just a little different.
I guess I don't have a problem with any of this. I can, you know, the idea we're going back 10-ish feet kind of a thing is great. This is new to me, but if you're telling me it happens routinely, then I'm okay, I guess, with the idea of the road. I all of a sudden have a little concern about this side concrete going right down toward the water. I mean, last night's storm was pretty significant, and you'd think it really stopped it from going to the water?
It absorbed before it got, there was no silt in the water. What was there is ditch. And
He has planted quite a bit out.
Yeah, the
They-
key
they
to
did
it-
quite a bit of work out front.
is there was no soil getting on the ramp to begin with. So if it can't get to that, then all you have is that washed area of the ramp itself. So they've got good drainage at the end of it, and there's no flow coming onto the top of it. So, like I said, my problem is on the other side of the house. That's in between the two camps. It comes down through the road, right through that area, funnels right down to them, and heads right down to the water. That's the area that I have the more concern with for the revegetation.
Between his other house.
Exactly.
Do you
I
have
think what you're gonna
pictures of
find, you're gonna see David taking that down next year, so all of that is all gonna be taken care of, basically.
Oh, that other house is coming down?
That one's coming down also, yeah. But he's doing this one first to get it out of the way. 'Cause basically what he's doing is he's getting this one, those two houses are probably 15 feet apart. So this one I'm actually shoving over now, they'll end up being probably 30 feet apart, and it's gonna give him room to do more work in there.
And will mitigation come into play in the meantime, before that happens, in case it doesn't happen, you know, in another year or 2 years or whatever, on that site?
On this site here, will, yes.
Okay. Just-
Yeah. I mean, the big thing is just control the water coming on your property, get it in the ground off of your house
To
on your
begin with,
property.
yeah, before it even gets to the...
Exactly, yeah, yeah.
There shouldn't be any water.
And they've done a lot in that general area. He's done quite a bit as far as across the street is a dry well catch basin type thing. He's tried to do quite a bit of it. And if you've got erosion going into all the implements you've put in, then everything you've done is just filled with silt. So he's aware if you don't stop the silt, then everything you've done you have to maintain. If you can mitigate the stormwater, then you don't have maintenance to it.
Where's that manhole go? Going to the dry well?
Yeah.
Anybody else? Question? The manhole then we're talking about must be,
That was, probably right over in here. But what's going on, this is a real steep hill coming down here, and this is a real, well, gentle, less steep coming down this way. And it all lands here, and it was going that way. So what he's done now is basically shunted it from going onto his property to begin with. But I think also, his property right now, if you had seen those photos, is basically gravel. And it's not gonna be gravel when it's done, you know? And once it's vegetated, I think it's gonna be a little more absorbent.
Yeah, do we have a motion that, or do we have more discussion? Where are we at?
Look at the neighbors.
I'll make a motion, we accept Kenny's recommendation in the drawing that Jim brought in this evening with the conditions of, known conditions of stormwater management and revegetation.
Second,
I'll second it.
comments?
Threat with the old foundation.
Reutilizing the building in place.
Yes, yeah, oh, and something like that.
10, 12 feet, still 10, 12 feet?
Yeah, if we get them to put good vegetation in front of the camp and that 12 feet plus what was there. Get it look a
And
little bit
implement a
greener.
stormwater plan.
Yeah. It's
All
gonna
right,
be a lot bigger, the new structure.
Yeah.
More impervious surface to it.
Seems like a lot of them over there are.
Keeping up with the Jones.
That's right. All right then, all in favor? All opposed? All right, 5-0.
And have a review.
A new issue for him when he comes in.
You go over to your old place on Square?
Every now and then.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I take care of a place time now and after. Stay close to the wall.
Can I get my coloring back?
This one?
Yeah, I may have to check it in.
You may have other colors. in it.
I was gonna put it in my file.
I should have taken a picture of that and emailed it to have it up there, but
I see it.
the old camp just made it confusing.
Okay, guys, appreciate it.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Jim.
Thanks, Jen.
All right, I think we'll go out of order and then go back to Moose Pond Sand and Gravel, since we seem to have the people here.
I think we both thought you wanted to see us tonight.
That's fine, absolutely.
So what I've got is modified plans
That we talked about 2 weeks ago.
with the Mylar,
Mhm.
okay? And my understanding, you approved it with those conditions. I think I put the conditions on here as usual. And I guess once the Mylar's signed, we need to come up with a bond. Charlie needs to come up with surety, right? And then he'd be set.
Did you explain to him I misspoke on the 10? It was 15 for Spectrum?
Yeah, you just mentioned that just now.
Just
He wants to know if you've got another 5 with him.
I'll write him a check.
Yeah, that would be good.
So do you need a bond, or is a check good enough?
Check works for us. We'll
Okay.
set up an escrow account, so it'll be there for you.
Okay. So that might just be easier to do it that way.
Yeah.
I will talk to my insurance company, see what's feasible, but, I just wanted to make sure that you accept that.
Yep, and we can start up the escrow, and after so much, if you find you can get a bond and it's easier, come back and talk to the board, maybe they'll switch it to bonding versus escrow.
Well, I mean, it doesn't matter to me, if we have to come back in front of the board, then I'd just rather just give you a check, it'd be just as easy. You won't have to waste the time.
Sure, you're an hour either way, right?
Right.
All right, so you want,
So I think what you did last time, Ken, right, is they signed the Mylars, you held on to them until you got the bond in place?
Yep,
And then we were gonna record them, but they never got the bond in place, so they never got recorded.
correct.
So I can leave these.
yeah, and we'll sign it before we leave tonight.
Okay. But, so I got 3 paper copies and also the Mylar, so.
Okay. Thanks, Tim.
Yeah, thank you.
Do it now, or do you?
Thanks, Joe.
So I'll talk to you in, this week, next week, on that issue.
Yeah.
Before we sign off on it, is it okay to review the vegetation plan? Just to make sure that we're all in agreement with that?
I mean, we can, I don't see any reason why we can't.
Yeah, we'll look over it.
To make sure that, the discussion that we had last time about the idea of the, using the pine cones in areas, on the property as opposed to putting all
What
trees.
I did is I have a note on this saying that 10 acres will be seeded with red maple, red pine or white pine over the course of 4 years. I think that's what we said at the meeting.
Yeah, I'm not sure, is that what you were talking about?
I don't remember the 4 years specifically, I remember the 10 acres and the 3 types of trees. But we'll just read it and see what we
Yeah,
think.
but we will.
Well, I mean, if I get to that acreage, then, you know, we'll do it. You
Yep.
can't go forward without it, so, you know, hopefully we'll be there a little sooner than later, but I think we just put a buffer in there just in case we didn't really do much in there, right?
I think a lot of it was the existing mess that's out there that you've cleaned up.
Right.
And, I mean, that area there, once you start revegetating that area, that gives you time to,
Right,
before you get into the area that you're digging up.
exactly.
All right, we'll take a look at it. All right, thank you.
Very much.
Take care.
Have a great night.
Okay, back to new business. Eagle Road, where are we? What lake?
Wilson.
Oh, yeah, the birds.
Yeah. What's the address?
155 Eagle Road. Map is 135 lot 8. 8 is way over.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that the one below Bill?
Still being recorded.
We're looking for Warren and Haley.
Yeah, it is. It's the
Yeah, it's on the Garden Road and the Geico.
I see it.
Oh, my 55 is on the wrong map because it's so small.
Which one did we just looking at? Yeah, but you're probably right, Tony.
That is it right there. So let me grab the picture.
What's the house?
That is it.
How many bedrooms you got in there? You got 3 bathrooms in there?
I think they're the separate buildings out in the back.
You can expand your outhouse 30%, right?
You can. Open the file.
They're gonna move across the street, looks like.
No, the septic's across the
Oh,
street.
septic's across the street. That's what they're doing.
Within 5 years.
Do they have an existing septic on the thing?
Yes. That's blocking my view. It was up at the other one. Here's my IT person. So, the existing building,
Sometimes you get a different view. Yeah, try slideshow or something like that.
It's existing.
There you go.
We already, yeah, it's gotta be 100 feet away from this.
it's gonna slide you through. So the current building is 17 feet 5 inches.
I think this,
And the proposed is 45. Stuffing it back till it is 50 feet from the road.
I think if you went closer, you can tell it to stop slideshow.
Stop.
Right now, it's like it's 17,
So if this was 17 and a half, 40, what's this?
and he wants to go back
So
to
40
50.
is like right back here.
I wonder if you just click into
So
it.
the,
Yeah, this is the 100-foot line, so it's halfway to this.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's that bad.
Yeah, I didn't have that.
About this.
so the proposed is that.
What I have to do is tape the notebook to this, not my
Like,
phone.
is this the building envelope?
So then it's in my
Probably.
Okay.
No, not all of it, it shouldn't be all of it.
This is
because
like.
But I don't like
Building
Saying it's
envelope,
going to
possible
40.
location.
40 foot back.
Close in.
47, yeah.
This is at a 50 and a 10.
Yeah,
I mean, we could tell them, you could, move it over here a little bit or something, but I guess this is as far back.
And is there any obstacle?
Okay.
Oh, yeah, 'cause this is the 50 feet, this is the
Back.
50 feet from the
So
center,
we
so
said
they
it's
can't go
50
any
foot
further
road
back than
setback?
that.
Yep, that's what he's moving it
Maybe like
to.
60 feet.
Right here, he's moving it back to 52 feet from the road, which is the overhead,
Very close to
will
the
reduce it
well.
down to 51, no, 50 point something.
And then he's maxing out his side setbacks, 10, 10?
18, 18.
oh, so he's gonna be inside that envelope.
Correct, so the designer gave him the envelope.
Okay.
That is what's on the screen, you just unblock
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
lower number. So he's using his building, moving it back until he hits the road setback, and then
Okay.
using his 30%.
And what, is he gonna be encroaching on as well then?
Looks like he's gonna be like about 2 feet in front of the well, is that right?
He'll be close.
Yeah, but that's okay.
Yep. And the septic's across the street.
What else is across the street?
I think there's a little cabin there.
Oh, there's another building.
Was it ever proposed to move him across the street?
The building? No.
Would you be able to see the lake from across the street?
Just like a place to park. Is that little indent into his property
That's
off the
across
road,
the
is
street.
that just this?
That thing
place to
across the
park?
street?
Yeah. What was the in-depth question?
This is just a parking area here, this yellowish color that comes into his property?
Up to the road.
Yep.
That's all.
Driveway area.
And what kind of level are we talking going down to the lake?
Steady grade,
Yeah,
not dramatic.
so again, we get to push back significantly.
Yeah, almost 30 feet, right?
Revegetate in front of that. We concerned about with the sides of the, the gable ends, where they're gonna be?
The stormwater plan will address that.
Okay, so that would decide to turn, keep them at this point, where the roof line comes down.
The problem. Either way, it's going to have drip line trenches around it, so wherever the water's coming off, it's going straight in the ground anyways, and being mitigated that way.
And this cement patio is going.
Yep.
They're not gonna retain that, right?
No, it's not
It's
worth
over
it.
there.
Okay.
Is that a one-room house?
I did not go inside, but I would have to say probably.
Yeah.
2-room max.
Must have a small microwave.
Any concerns? Got at least one here, too.
So how do we know that this building is hooked up to the existing septic?
The new one will be.
The one that's there now doesn't have a septic with it.
Correct, dumps on the ground.
The building across the street might be using the existing septic field, is that?
Correct.
Okay, so they're gonna be pumping it across the road too, but currently they don't even have a septic system.
The one on the lakeside?
This one.
Correct, it dumps on
Yeah.
the ground and,
Into
Well-
like 55 gallon barrels?
I think the sink.
They do have a toilet in there though,
Yeah,
and running water.
so,
See, they
What do you think?
That's what he said,
a
yeah.
lot of it is, the sinks and the rest goes into a,
Like a gray water.
yeah, I think it's a 275 gallon oil tank.
Doesn't have a septic, no.
Wow.
And this is not going to be a dwelling unit.
Oh,
What is it?
Just,
a gazebo?
yeah. Bathhouse type
Oh.
situation.
So let's go back to the one across the street.
There.
That's going to be the place that the people live,
The primary.
yes.
And that's way beyond the 100 foot, so. it's-
Across the street.
Sure, sure. And this is gonna be just like put glass in it so you can sit there on a day that's not nice to be out on the water or near the water, but you can still see the water?
Correct.
Like that one we did, I don't know, what, a month ago?
Last one.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be anything like that.
No, I don't mean.
14.
Same use though.
Yeah, yes.
Non-dwelling unit, no bedrooms.
Gotcha. And so you have two places that are going to be emptying into the same septic tank. And it's large enough to handle both?
Yep. Because there's no bedrooms being added.
Just basically they want to have a shower in there, so across the street, yeah.
Just basically a bathhouse, so when you're at the waterfront,
Yeah.
So you could change if you wanted to and use the bathroom if you wanted to,
Yep.
and that's essentially all it's gonna be. Huh. And how big is this home?
the one across the street,
Yeah,
that's it.
So they just worked on that.
looks like it's half a house. Comes up to the peak and stops.
That's usually what I call 30% expansion.
But it's well outside the 100.
Yeah, it's across the street,
Exactly, exactly. So no sweat, you don't worry too much about the two places going into the same septic.
No, we looked at it, we talked with the designer, and there's no new bedroom, so really no additional flow. I mean, if they weren't using the bathroom on the lakeside, they'd be running back to the camp to use it, so there's no additional usage put on there. And once we got rid of basically it is a dwelling unit now, they can use it for whatever, so we're eliminating the dwelling unit aspect from it.
How old is the septic?
So there's not gonna be a kitchen or anything like that in it?
There probably could be a microwave and a sink.
But not like a stove?
No, I mean, they could have a stone, and people want to have tea down by the water, where we can't tell them, it's like so hard to know how to.
Yeah, but the building permit would be for not a dwelling unit.
Right, so it's all with the bedrooms, right?
Yeah.
You
82,
know,
yeah.
so you're doing it in the
82?
apartment.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
1870, so 35-year-old
Big
septic
enough to do
tank.
that.
Oh, yeah.
Steel?
Yeah.
Concrete?
14 by
chambers.
28, yeah.
Concrete chambers.
So it's gonna have.
And how big?
Concrete slab underneath it.
Size of the field?
Of the septic, it's how big of a...
16 by 20 square feet.
Is 35 a reasonable age for a septic? Or do you start thinking about potentially putting a new one in?
With the concrete chambers, I see a lot of people take them out, replace the bed underneath and put them back in, wash them, put them back in. We see that quite a bit.
It does have a good distance from the lake.
Yeah.
The septic?
Yeah.
Yeah.
200 feet, or more. 128 to the.
And a lot of times when you figure the septic's good for 20, 30 years, the camps are being used 12 to 16 weekends a year
Yeah.
and not the rest of the year, so it's really hard to tell. if you gotta get a longer life expectancy out of them.
Yeah. All right, anybody? Concerns? Motions?
I move we accept the best practical location permit for Roseanne Warren and Thomas Bailey on 55 Eagle Road, with the conditions in place of stormwater management measures and revegetation.
Second? No seconds, okay. Is there any other questions, comments? Yeah, you'll leave for a second? Yes. All right, all in favor?
Did you get a second?
Yes, Yoli did. Oh, she got cold, she not, but she did. Okay, anything else? We need to take care of this, we need to look at this, I guess, before we adjourn. Make sure that we're okay with the Mylar. Then sign.
I was in here. That's on.
It's good. That only is good. So you know kind of, Gavin, what you're looking for.
Yeah, well, we had there was like 3-4 things. We had the stump grindings,
Yep.
stumps to be utilized on site.
Under reclamation, all stumps shall be ground and utilized on site,
Yep.
or any stumps. So that seems good.
We said 2.5 to 1, we had changed that, so that's what we changed it to.
Yeah.
You should have, under operational note number 6 should be the trips.
Trucks shall be limited to 50 per day.
And under revision to number 5C of the reclamation notes will be about the stumps. I think you found that.
Yep, we did.
He said he put in the red pines, red maples, and white pines, 20 by 20 spacing.
This is for half of plug grass, cedar, rated 20 pounds per acre, using a mix of switchgrass 25%, blue sky 25%, perennial ryegrass 25%, hardfoot tree for oil and optimum 25%, line up and blah, 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 blah. 10 acres shall be seeded with red maple, red or white pines over the course of 4 years.
Is that what you were thinking in terms of 10 acres?
Well, I was just trying to figure out
I mean, is that a
4
reason
years.
to-
because you put the seed down and then it's like 5 years before we figure out it didn't work.
Yeah, because at the end, it's gone, they're
Well,
out.
I'm just trying to,
Well, then he can't really move forward until it takes, right? Until he's got something going?
But that's.
well, he'll probably have the 90% revegetation of the grasses, he's got the,
He's got other
Switchgrass,
things too
yeah,
going on at
yeah.
the same time. I think it was kind of to appease us, right? I mean, to put that in.
no,
Our
absolutely,
discussion.
yeah, I was just trying to think if
Right.
that's,
Do they have the bond on there?
I'm looking, I'm trying to find out right now.
It was on the email plan that he sent me.
Magnifying glass.
Restoration, so the 10 needs to be 15, so it was 1, operations note 1.
so we just have to change something on this thing.
It does.
So we could put a little, I mean, we could modify it slightly, right?
So, he's gonna have to bring another one. Would you agree?
For the bond.
Yeah.
For the bond.
Yeah, so
Or can you just
I
do-
could possibly, we could possibly do something with the 4 years or, because H says 90% ground cover shall be achieved within 1 year of the completion of excavation. It's like, I was kind of hoping, we'd see, 90%, little trees growing, within quicker than 4 years.
In the older area.
Yeah, well, I think the older area is 10 acres, isn't it about?
Yeah.
That's how I came up with the 10
Yeah.
acres.
They've got, grasses started, but no tree.
Can we make a suggestion that they include the tree seed in the earlier reclamation? What do you think?
What was the question?
Can we make a suggestion that they include tree seed in some of the earlier reclamations? So that while he's still working there, we would have perhaps 3 or 4 years of waiting to see if that seed will grow?
Yep.
Yeah, because it says, what if we could do something simple, like, it says 10 years to be seeded with red maple, red or white pine over the course of 4 years, we could say, at the rate of 2.5 acres per year, so that they're not waiting until year 4 to do it.
Right.
Is that what you want?
I don't know, just.
Yeah,
If we figure out something, we'll send them an email.
I mean, at least that way, we would get to see it before it's over, before it's done, completed, and then we
So
would
that
never
it
see him
is
anyway.
completed in 4 years, but
Right.
you're.
But we've got it
Progress.
kind of laid out so that then, because it says, right now it says over the course of 4 years, and I would add on to the very end of that phrase,
At the rate of 2.5 acres per year.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
I mean, that'll give us a hint.
How many
That'll give
trees
you a
are we
hint.
talking, or?
Well, I had the,
20 by
oh, that's
20.
right, in the minutes, we have the 20 by 20 spacing, but we don't have the, oh, yeah, okay, so it says 10. Maybe we should put a little note with H where it says 90% of ground cover shall be achieved with 1 year completion of excavation, and trees will be spaced 20 by 20 feet after 4 years, something to that.
And that's what we had in our minutes anyway, didn't we? There's something to
Yes,
that
you
effect?
did.
Just to get the 20 by 20 in there,
Okay.
and then they have the 4 years to get there.
Yeah.
And that will be in section H?
H under reclamation.
Okay. Now, and at the rate of 2.5 acres per year, what section was that, please?
That's reclamation F,
Okay, thank you.
at the end of F.
Okay.
Does that seem reasonable to everybody? I don't know.
What do you think?
Is it one stem per 20 square feet, is that the way you got it? So it's roughly with a 4-foot strong square on the ground, there's one tree. Is that what you're saying?
Well, I was saying 20 by 20, so it's like there's one tree, and then 20 feet over, there's one tree, and then 20 feet.
On center, 20 foot on center.
20 feet on
tree.
center spacing.
Yeah, so that's
It's kind of sparse.
very reasonable.
It's sparse, yeah, but it's like what they had on the Pepin plan, and it's, I mean, when you're talking 10 acres, it adds up.
Sure.
I don't know, I mean, we could make it even tighter than that, it's just what we came up with last time. I mean, obviously, when the trees start coming in, they should be all clustered together, and then they kind of thin out as they grow.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, because hopefully they generate on their own too, besides what we're requiring the plan.
Right, if they can get them planted on 20 by 20 spaces, then some of the native trees are coming up, you know, on their own as well.
Oh,
But I would like to get some sort of spacing in there, so they're not like, oh, it's revegetated with trees, but there's only 5 per acre or something, you know?
It's 110 trees per acre.
oh.
That's not unreasonable to ask them even to buy those things.
Yep.
I mean, for little ones.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Then let's go back, we have that 15,000 in there too, that would be under operation notes 1.
Okay.
So let's go back to this, we don't sign this at all then?
No,
Just
we're
we
gonna
have
make
to
some
wait for new
changes, we'll
ones
get the
and,
changes before the next meeting, then we'll
Okay.
have that, and we're just looking at the 2 line items.
All right. You see anything else that's an issue here?
No, he took the 10 to 15,000 pretty good, so.
Yeah. When you said you're
Did he
bringing
have a
check.
choice?
This right here, it says proposed reclaimed area, and this is existing open area. You see, because they've got the previous reclaimed area, then they have proposed reclaimed area, and then they have existing open space. It's almost like this existing open space should be part of the proposed reclaimed area.
Well, doesn't this mean that since this was already tried, I know it wasn't done well. And then they were coming in here, okay, so he's gonna start working on this to be reclaimed, and this is where he's gonna be starting the next work, correct?
Is the existing open area of 5 acres still vegetated right now on this? Running area?
The grasses have come in, on the left-hand side coming in.
I'm just
a little bit on the right.
Road,
If you wanna, just look at the map real quick.
it looks like it's to the right side.
They've got 4 different,
With the, by the trailer?
because they
I'm
have,
guessing the trailer was over here someplace.
so I'm asking, what's the difference between proposed reclaim area of 2 acres and existing open area? Is this here vegetated now? or
No, this
whole-
is the-
That's what I'm saying, maybe we can make this proposed reclaim area, this whole area.
Yeah, so this is the main part coming in that was horrifically
Yeah,
destroyed, that they started working on last year reclaiming, and they've got grasses going in there. That's my first area, I think I would try for the,
The
trees.
Yeah,
yeah, and then this still has some high points in there that needs to come down a little bit.
I'm just, it
then
seems
this
like
whole
they're
area
almost done with
opens
this area, but they're still working on
Exactly,
this one.
yes, yep.
So it seems like this 2 acres would be a good one to say, do the first year kind of, you know, about at the scale to talk. Start here.
you good?
I mean, the big thing is there's a good 250 buffer down to the pond, and
Yeah.
it's still internally drained, but it would be great to start seeing the trees all come back too, depending what the end use of it is, and they don't have an end use yet.
Right, right, and there may not be an end-use decision for,
20, 30, 40, 50 years.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, it's not realistic to ask them for some sort of end use. They'll say the end use, that they're gonna sell it once it's vegetated.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hard to tell, golf
Yeah.
course, homes.
We'll just turn it over, so it's kind of hard to.
It's a long ways for that gravel to go anywheres to be used, so it's hard. I mean, Pepin across the street, they have a use for it, and they're all.
In Sanford, yeah,
Correct.
right. He's
It's
gotta
gonna
go out
be
there and
long
find
term.
people who want it.
Exactly.
He's gotta go be the salesman.
So you have to drive by Turk's Old Pit, which really doesn't sell to the public, but then you have to drive by Landscaper Depot to get to this also, so.
Yeah. Well, but maybe he's got some deals going on down by where he is.
I'm sure he's trying,
You know, he's gonna have people
he's working it.
grabbing it. All right, anything else tonight?
Southern Maine Regional Planning has pot night on June 14th,
Oh, does it?
and it has pot day on the 6th.
And how do you differentiate?
Different people. I think the daytime is the growers and the nighttime is the planners, if anybody cares.
Well, they
Full dinner buffet.
just in Lebanon, they just passed a thing against
Moratorium.
commercial for recreation, commercial growing for recreational weed.
Dispensaries and stuff like that.
Yeah, the medical's still the same, I guess.
Yeah.
So I guess a lot of towns are doing that, just because they don't want. I mean, at least we have commercial zones in our town, so we say you have to be in this zone. In Lebanon, they don't have commercial zones, so it could have just.
Yeah, there is no zoning at all.
Could have been kind of anywhere, so.
Yeah.
Is that something that the selectmen perhaps would take under their view, or is that something that?
They were talking the other day about it. They also were talking about a property maintenance code too. They had some concerned citizens that feel that wants to be addressed too, so we'll wait from guidance from them on, unless the board feels there's something they want to address, and I think the law needs to be shaken out a little bit first, so we really know what everything's going on.
Property maintenance, something, just a 12-foot fence or so it's not visible.
How tall your grass is, how the paint's peeling off your house, things like that.
Ooh, how many girls?
How many grills you have.
Oh, but that doesn't really have to do with that thing, does it?
Two separate issues.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah, but it was something that got brought up to them.
Yeah, how many trucks from your yard, that kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How many pallets you have.
yeah.
All right then, is there a motion to adjourn? Second? Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Nice one, I can say.
All right.
Here,
I thought you were
Email
something.
tomorrow.
Thanks, Virginia.
Thank you.
Thank you.